Welcome back to another reading. Science of Mind Daily Guides from the Science of Mind magazine, courtesy of Creative Life Spiritual Center, and yours truly. It's my pleasure to once again read from the writings of Reverend Josh Reed from My High Church, second to the last reading, at least for the time being, for him. Today he's called this, I am a revealer of truth. It actually says, today, I am a revealer of truth. First quote is from Mahatma Gandhi, and I'm going to quote this directly. God is contained even in a drop of the ocean, and yet not even the seven seas can encompass God. And as I said, that was Mahatma Gandhi. And if I'm right in assuming that he was a Hindu, I don't know what type of Hindu he was, because there's lots and lots of different types of Hindus. But in the initial expression of Hinduism that I learned, which is sort of a basic one, then the idea of God, the divine, the all, in Hinduism is very, very similar to the idea in New Thought, in Science of Mind, which of course is an expression of New Thought, and what the mystics thought, which, as we said before, is that the divine, the all, encompasses everything, and everything exists within it. Therefore, everything is an expression of it. Ernest Holmes says, genius is nothing less than the ability of the intellect, the will, and the emotion to surrender themselves to something greater than themselves, to let the greater knowledge from the universal mind come through. And that was in the Beverly Hills Lectures, page 6. Ernest Holmes met in lots of different places. Most of his work, once he started Science of Mind, was essentially in the greater Los Angeles area. And he would go to different places and speak, and he would draw crowds of thousands. Beverly Hills Lectures is lectures from that era. And I'm going to change the wording here a little bit. I know some of you are allergic to the word God. A lot of you are not, and you say to me, don't change it. And some say, please change it. So I know nobody is pretty well versed if I use like spirit. So spirit, today you make yourself known in my mind. Not a moment passes without you, capitalized, revealing yourself, capitalized, in my awareness. Spirit, this day you make your presence felt in my heart. Your presence expands my heart to remind me that it can receive and accept as much love as I'm ready for. Spirit, this day you make your strength felt in my humility. In each mistake, each moment of hubris, and the opportunity to listen deeper, but is not taken. Spirit, you call me back to when and where you are to begin again. The blessings of your presence, of peace, of completeness, of plenty, and of creativity fill my hours, ground my emotions, inform my work, and enliven my interactions. I am so grateful to live my life with you, Spirit. I am so glad for your renewing spirit, making right my relationships and my bonds, making me a blessing to others, helping me to not only achieve, but to believe that I am enough, that life is enough, that my loved ones are enough. Spirit, today I seek intimate connections that set my heart into adventure and prosperity that supports me in rejuvenation and creativity. I seek the courage to listen more deeply and the willingness to be truly heard. And may I stay open to complete what you might accomplish in and through me. Spirit, your self-knowingness misses no one, excludes nothing, embraces everything, is endlessly available. As Walt Whitman said, you are the truth in all things. If that be so, and I pray to be a revealer. The affirmation, I'm going to use the affirmation because I want to come back to it. Today, I am a revealer of truth. Of course, the big question is, what is truth? And I guess there's no one simple answer to what is truth, because truth is different to each of us. But we would say that there are some fundamental truths, as far as we know, that the universe exists. As far as we know, we are conscious beings. That seems to be a truth. We can think thoughts. That seems to be a truth. We can appreciate that there is a power greater than we are, whatever you want to call it. And that when we connect with this power through doing our work, I would say our spiritual work, which is spending some quiet time, some decent reading like this, some breathing, meditation, building that groundwork, and just allowing a little bit of silence so that we can leave out the busyness of the day and just connect with our inner selves, with that presence that's within us that the mystics talk about. And if you want to know more about this, then read some of the mystics. People like Teresa of Avila, for instance, is a mystic. Holmes was, in his own way, a mystic. St. John of the Cross was a mystic. And the one that I like most is a lady from hundreds of years ago called Julian of Norwich, Norwich. And if you read into what all these people say, or these Sufi mystics, such as Rumi, Hafiz, and so on, if you read into what they're saying the same thing, that their purpose is to commune with something that is greater than they are, that gives them peace of mind, that warms their hearts, and gives them the strength to move on. So it all comes back down, I think, to doing our work. And then you can talk about things like this. What do you think? I don't want to keep belaboring the point, but Reverend Jesse, my boss, is always pointing out that we need to do our work. You know, I have a cat that's trying to come in, and it can stay there for a minute or two. There may be some banging on the door, but it's okay. So what I would actually say to each of us is, find a practice that gives you peace of mind. That's where you start. Find some practice that gives you peace of mind. It could be reading. A lot of people, when they read, it's a spiritual practice because they get peace of mind. Others meditate, some for short periods, some for long periods. They get peace of mind. Others contemplate. They take a theme or an object and they contemplate it. So what we need to do is to just have some kind of regular practice each day that takes us just out of the ordinary for a while, out of all that monkey mind, and just into some peace, and lets us start building up that relationship that is greater than we are, and that when we do our spiritual work, we're going to start experiencing it. So that's the essence of what I got to say today. I'll be back tomorrow at 5. Reverend Lisa will be back at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, reading for a long while, I guess, from the Science of Mind textbook, and she'll be making commentary on it. So, and she'll be giving you advice about, guess what? Self-care. I need to go. I got work to do. I got stuff to do. I got a cat that's banging on the door here. Maybe she'll get fed up. Who knows? But she also deserves attention, right? We take these animals into our houses and they deserve attention. Why? Because we've decided we want them to be part of our family. And that in itself is a spiritual practice. So until next time, namaste.